Hi guys, Chris and PJ here live in the Dream Giveaway Garage.
Happy Friday, sir.
Going to be a fun Fire It Up Friday, and today PJ is actually going to come on stage. We've got a new setup here for our director suite. PJ, show them more than your thumb.
Well, it's more about the Fire It Up Friday here with the fire hat. I know Chris will catch on fire here if we do this stuff. We're going to fire this thing up, and of course we had to wear the Fire It Up hat.
That's right. Got to remind you guys that next Tuesday, mere days away, 4 days away, is your last chance to win this 1970 Corvette Stingray 454 LS5, 390 horsepower. PJ, who's out there watching today?
We're just kind of connecting right now here.
Well, I've got to tell you guys, we've talked about the horsepower here a whole lot. We haven't talked about the torque. And that's a plate that once we get into the vehicle itself, that we can go ahead and show you. But it's 500 foot-pounds of big block torque. You know what a difference that makes when you're leaving a stoplight. It'll throw you right back into your seat. So I needed to mention that this is a torque monster. Multiple top flight winner as well. Monza Red beauty. Really the best of the C3 generation right there. But you only have until Tuesday at midnight to get your entries. PJ.
Daryl says, sweet. We appreciate that.
It is.
Alan says, my high school graduation year was 1970.
I'm sure you were not driving this as your graduation present, were you? Tell us what you were driving.
Well, I was born in 70. So
yeah, 70. Was a Pinto out yet?
Yeah. S. Martel says, can't wait to hear it. That'll be fun.
We're going to be firing up in a moment.
And Roger says, PJ, the man behind the thumb.
The man behind the thumb,
and the
indeed.
crazy hats.
And next week also brings us up another couple of big things. As we hit May 1st, we're going to have two exciting new giveaways to announce. I'm not giving you any Easter eggs on those yet. And then on May 2nd, right where I'm standing, or somewhere in this vicinity, we will hold the Hearst Olds Dream Giveaway Award Ceremony.
Super excited about that.
That'll be the GMC as well as the Hearst. And again, congrats to Roy C. of the great state of Indiana.
Yeah. Winner
of the Ram 3500. That poll was done yesterday, so thanks to Roy for helping out the charities, just like you guys do. BJ.
Alan says he was driving a 54 Chevy Bel Air.
54 Bel Air. You didn't even get a Tri-5. You had a pre-55 Bel Air. And was it a two-door or a four-door? Or a wagon?
Could have been all.
Yeah, we're going to have to find that out. Let's look at the inside of the Vette.
Yeah, this is a beautiful red on red.
Really is. So that plate that I'm talking about, and PJ, see where the e-brake is?
Yeah.
Right down there you can see the foot-pounds and you can see the horsepower. 390 horsepower, 500 foot-pounds of torque. And you know what those things are on top there? In 1970, General Motors experimented with some warning lights. So if your lamp bulb was out, then that's supposed to light up.
Really?
So, correct. It didn't catch on, so they killed that option. You know, there's a lot of options like that that have been tried over the years, may last for a year or two. You guys remember the rim glow wheel, in which instead of hitting the horn button, you hit on the outside? That was not available on the Corvette that I know of. I know the Buicks had it available, the Fords had it available. That's an option that didn't resonate well with the American car buying public, so that option went away. But there's a lot of those interesting, high-tech, 1 year, 2 year options that never really got continued. If you remember one of those, post it, because those are the fun, kind of weird parts of ordering a car back in the day and getting one of those peculiar options on your vehicle. I'm going to have a seat in here.
Chris, what are we going to hear when this thing fires up?
Oh, big block all the way. Big block. And again, you're not going to hear, like on a Vette sometimes we'll have a solid lifter, big block. This is hydraulic lifter, so a little bit smoother, but a good muscle car rumble. And a nice throaty dual exhaust on here as well. What's interesting about this one, and I'm guessing that it must have been that way from the factory, if you don't have the clutch, I mean all the way in, and that's kind of a hard pedal, then it won't start. So there must be some sort of safety mechanism. If I only have it part way, I don't get anything. But if I go all the way in, then I will. So without further ado, Fire It Up Friday, 70 Corvette, 4 days left to enter. Let's hear that big block.
I think when you fire it up, I'm going to go in the back and listen to you fire it up, and then I'm going to just go quick run into the front to see that engine spinning around.
Good, and maybe you'll see it shake from side to side as well. You ready to do it?
All right, go for it.
High compression, 454, 500 foot-pounds of torque. The whole car's shaking, and I'm barely hitting the pedal. Getting up to about 1,600 RPM, and this baby is rocking back and forth like a 70s Saturday night action show. Look at this. That's good stuff.
Yeah, pretty good stuff, Chris. You can definitely see that thing shaking.
And it looks brand new inside. Real cool options on here as well. I got a tilt wheel. Apparently a bus driver was in here before me, so I'll bring that back down to a comfortable level. AM, FM stereo on there as well, which is nice. Hopefully you don't get a copyright violation or whatever this song is.
That's funny.
Sound like opera. One of the few styles of music I'm not interested in. However, AC controls right here, again on a Corvette. That's pretty rare on a big block. You've got your shift indicators here. Chrome shift knob, not a white shift knob. E-brake right here, 3 pedals across on the floor. 160 on the speedo, 7,000 on the RPM. Really, really nice. The other thing I'm going to point out here is that this was reset after the frame off NCRS Top Flight Restoration. And so you can see that odometer now. There are 740 miles since the frame off rotisserie restoration. So this car is ready for you to enjoy, but you got to be in it to win it, right, PJ?
Absolutely.
What do you guys think of that sound?
S. Martel says hooked, buying more tickets now.
Sweet car. Again, you know, sometimes you go out and you buy a classic muscle car and you're like, oh man, I got to fix this, I got to fix that. We're really good here at the Dream Giveaway Garage, making sure that we pick the best vehicles that we can find in the entire country for you guys to enter to win. And this one only has 4 days left.
That's it.
Wow. Okay.
Ron says hydraulic lifters left some maintenance. Good for me nowadays.
Yeah, I heard that. Which brings up the question, can you run pump gas on this? You can. I'd suggest you put 93 in it, and you're going to be just fine.
Alan wants to know daily driver or show car?
I would, you know, in this day and age, in the way people drive, I wouldn't make it a daily driver. I'd enjoy it sparingly, take it out when you know traffic's not going to be crazy. Here's the other thing. This one doesn't overheat, but big blocks are prone to running a little bit warm. You don't want this stuck in stop and go traffic day after day after day. You know, enjoy this. You got your daily driver car, whatever it may be, for that.
Jonathan says, love the T-tops and the flat back window. Love the sound of that big block. Yeah, it's good stuff.
It is good. The T-tops are included and the T-top bags. One thing that you may want to do, and another reason you wouldn't want to drive it every day, we've all become very accustomed to the ride and feel of radial tires. We're no longer accustomed to bias ply tires on a daily basis.
That's a big difference.
So it's a big difference. And I would suggest to you that even if you thought you were going to drive this every single day, if you did, you'd want to put some radial tires on there. Again, I would keep it as a show car and occasional driver, but I'm not allowed to enter. Whatever you guys decide to do if you hold that lucky ticket.
Joe says, love the attention to details on these old cars, love the chrome trim when the T-tops are removed, nice touch. I've got a lot of tickets.
It's nice. And this one is a great Saturday night conversation piece, isn't it? You just don't see these around anymore. And that's what makes it so cool. But you could be seeing it in your driveway. You got to get those entries, help out those great charities, get your entries before Tuesday at midnight. Well, that's going to wrap it up for today. We'll see you guys on Monday with more great fun, more great action, more great grand prizes. Only happens right here in our favorite place on earth, the Dream Giveaway Garage.
You never know when we're going to fire up another one.